What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is the day we work on getting the fuel gauge, because I don't have the stock dash anymore. Well, I do at the moment because I've taken the digital dash out, but I don't have a fuel gauge. So I'm going to get the stock gauge sender to talk to my ECU, which is a Motec M800, and then it will it'll communicate that signal over the CAN bus to my dash, and hopefully I can bring up a gauge on the dash that will read the fuel level, because I don't have a clue how much fuel's in this car. It's kind of something you need on a car. So I've got a whole heap of these little suckers. They're just resistors. I call it resistors. You can see them. Actually, I'll put the bag up, please. I got an assortment of them. So we got, what's that? That's a 240 ohm. Fair few of them. This one, these are 1.2, well, 1.2k. This one is a 200 ohm and a 1k ohm. So I've got to convert, because this sender that's in the Supra, it reads an ohms value. My ECU is looking for a voltage. So my Motec down there, it's looking for a voltage to calibrate with, and my stupid dog out there is barking his head off. So to convert, I've talked to some of the Supra forum guys, and Mitch, a good friend, he's an electrical wizard. The way I've got this is, I'll do a little explanation of it. So we got, that'll be my E888 can expander. We'll just say that's my dash, and that's my M800. Right. So on the E888 can expander, I've got AV inputs. I've got a 0 volt, and what else do I have on it? And 5 volt. So this will have 5 volt, 0 volt, and we'll use AV AV3. I think that's what I've got spare anyway. So I'm going to need yeah, we'll put this in. That can be the fuel sender. Fuel sender, right. So on your fuel sender, you'll have 3 wires. Two of the wires will be, one signal. One will be signal ground, signal negative, and this one here is just for fuel level light, well, fuel low light. So we're not going to focus on this one at the moment, don't need that. So in and out, positive, negative, but reads ohms. We need to convert it over to a voltage for my M800 to read. So let me flip this one over. Shouldn't have done this that time. So what we're going to do here is your signal wire off your sender will be on this one, your negative from your signal negative will be on your 0 volts, and this 5 volts we are going to connect one of these between here and to the AV3, so signal positive to AV, AV3 to 5 volt. So that should work, unless I got that backwards. Yeah, maybe that'll work, maybe it won't, not sure. So that should pull up a voltage instead of an ohms readout, and then we got to calibrate what the voltage is on the low side and on the high side, so when it's empty, when it's full, and then put that into the ECU and tell it, say 1 volt is full and 4.9 volts is empty. Tell that in the ECU, blah blah blah, and it'll be a linear circuit. So I hope that works. Yeah, that should work. So pretty much just doing it again. So it should be that. So let's go 5 volt, 0 volt, and AV V3. So that's pretty much all you gotta do. And yeah, that's your little fucking float in your tank. So yeah, 2 in, 2 out, and then a 5 volt will go across. So we'll work on that. And to pick which size, who knows? I mean, people are saying 1000 ohm resistor, or the smaller resistor is the wider range your fuel gauge can read, instead of it bouncing back and forth erratically without putting too many filters onto it. So I'm going to go off the 240. That's a 200. That's 1K, 240 guys. Here we are. So I'll put one of these on. That's that crossover there, and we'll see if the dash is going to read a voltage with whatever fuel level it's got in it now, and then I'll have to drain the tank, note down that voltage, and then fill the tank up full and note down its voltage. So let's work on that. And also, you should have seen the Chinook helicopter that came into town. I'll put a little clip it in for you. Something you don't see every day in this little town, but I managed to get a video of it taken off, so you'll get to see that and get to work on this. You don't see that every day, eh?
Oh, that was awesome. Was that not awesome?
Yeah. That was cool.
Like, look at the kids. The kids will be just
Yeah.
so...
That was amazing,
That was
wasn't
great.
it?
You're gonna love to see that, a Chinook man. Rightio, I'll show you what I'm up to here. So, done a little weld on. Look at the oils. Now, in your dash, your gauge plugs on your third plug, well, plug closest to the side here. That one is for like, fuel gauge, low level light and all that sort of stuff. So your brown wire right here, that is your signal earth, well that's your earth wire. I've just spliced it onto it. One wire will be going down to the ECU, and I've got a spare one here because that one will go to the fuel level low light. Little light that comes on when your fuel level's under a certain percent. So I just got that one spare for now until later. And then your yellow with black trace, that one's signal straight from the sender. And you've got a yellow with a green trace. Yellow with green trace, that's your low level light positive. So I've got that wired up now. I've just soldered onto it, so I need to cover them up. And now we can plug them two wires into the E888 expander, CAN expander. Signal will go into AV3. The signal negative will go to 0 volts. I don't know why they just can't say negative. And then from 5 volts, I'll put one of them resistors onto the 5 volt over to the AV circuit. Alright guys, I'll show you what I've been up to anyway. I've got my two wires from my dash. I actually don't have them plugged in at the moment. I thought bugger it, I'll grab this wire here and run it all the way to the pump. I've got it plugged into, let's see, A15 and A34 or A35 pin on A. That is the 5 volt. A15 is the 0 volt negative, and I forget the other one. I think it's like A25 or something like that. That's for AV4, but really it's the expander module. So it's actually EXA4. So expander analog 4. So I've got that. I just wanted a clean signal, so I've got the wire going to the back. I've pulled the pump out of it. Here's the fuel pump that I run. It's a Magnaflow 750 in tank, all in one. Pretty awesome. One pump, 1100 horsepower, easy. Now, you see I've just got this wire here. I got it plugged in here, which runs to the pump, and there's my sender, 2-wire sender. The third wire is this domestic here. That's your low level light, you'd say. So we'll get the Motec up, turn the ignition on, and I've got the fuses on the pump relays taken out. I'll open the file up. Rightio. Now to set this, you go to adjust, down to sensor setup, across over to input setup, then you'll go over to user, click anywhere on here. See, I've got my channel name as fuel level FL, input is EXA4. So you just click on any channel, make a channel up. So I've put in fuel level, abbreviation will be FL, input source. I had a little trouble with this one because I was actually putting it onto AV4, which is wrong because I'm actually plugged into my expander box, so it's got to be EXA4. Then you'd go down to custom, select percent 1 decimal place, click on the table. You would grab a low reading, so you'd have your hanger down, that'll be down, click read value and it'll come up with a value of 1550, 1560, log that, and the bottom box put in 0% because that's empty, and then you'd do the same thing where you'd bring the sender up, bring the sender to the top, and then you'd go to another box, press on that, it'll come up with 97, and the percent underneath, just write in 100%. Then you go okay, blah blah blah, and once all that is done, then you can go up to view your sensors, and there it is, 100%, because I've got the fuel level up. And if I bring it down, then we have 0.1, 0.5, it'll jump back and forth. So that's pretty easy but pretty hard if you overthink it. But that's yeah, I've got a fuel level on that. So now that's all good, done, final. So I can put my fuel pump back in, put all this back together, and I will think about either keeping this wire just to keep a clean signal, or go back to how I did have it and just run it from the dash, from the plugs off the dash. Either way, it doesn't really matter, it's the same thing. So I might just, since I've got the wiring on the dash, I might just use that, take this wire out, because I don't want to be running that through the car. It's just taking the car apart even more. But that's done, I can clean that up, and now I can put the digital dash back in and see if it's actually got a well, little module block in it or whatever that will pick up that fuel reading. So give me 2 secs, and with the magic of editing, I'll get back to you when I have the dash in and I've figured something out. Alrighty, we've got the dash hooked back up, CAN wires are in, power's in it. So if I turn the car on, give it a couple of seconds to boot up, and I'm going to have to find the channel that I put the fuel gauge on. So I've got the little mouse plugged into it, little dongles in it, but the only thing is that it's a wireless mouse, so it's a little bit slow and get glitchy. There's my dash, my Dragon Ball Z. So now we're gonna have to go, I don't want to use that, well, I could use that one, but we'll go to this one here, and wish I could get you in there a little bit closer. Damn. You can see there, I've got fuel tank level. That is not the right one, so I'm going to double click on that. I'll move that over here, click on that again, go down the bottom. I will remove that gauge, and then I'm going to have to go up here, and I'm going to need to find user channel 1. So these are analogs, timer, all that sort of stuff, depending on what you want. But I've got it down as user 1 channel, user channel 1. So where are we? TU, oh, where'd I go? User channel 1, click on that. I want to add a square, you can do circles or whatever you want. There we go. As you can see, 31 point, yeah, it's bouncing a little bit. I've got about a quarter of a tank, well, a bit less. So we're going to double click, that'll open this up. Every time you have this little bar open, all the other little boxes become unlocked. So I can grab it and I can drag it across. Obviously that's too big, so I'm going to click on it, change the gauge size, we'll go to a small, there we go, drag it over, line it up as best as I could. Good enough. Now we're going to change the name of it. Text font. Which I forget where it is. Name, second, change title. Here we are. Now click on that. Little keyboard will come up. And we'll type in fuel tank level. Of course it's going to be a little slow. Fuel tank level. Hit OK. And now the font size is too big. Well, yeah, text font size, we'll go to that. We'll put it on, we'll go 22 to see how that fits. Well, that fits better, that's good. Now, we're going to go to colours. On this one here. Now the weird thing about this is, see, my frame here is blue, all the rest are transparent. But if I go up here, and I go, this is for all of them, if I go transparent, it's transparent. And now I can close that just for a second. Double click that, line this up a little better. Oh, damn it, screw it, that'll be good enough. But we're going to go back to colours because it might say it's transparent, but it's actually not. So you got to go a different colour. So yeah, it's white now. And then you go back to transparent. There you go. And now title bar colour. We'll go, I want it all red, so I'll have to go anything. And then go to red. So where is red? There we are, red. Cool, everything's red. Close that. There, good enough. Now, we want to go save. There we are, we have saved it. Cool as. And there you go, people. My fuel tank level is now on my Powertune digital dash. Simple. Fire them up and have a look. Alright guys, that'll do it for this one. I'll see you in the next video.